Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today's reading is absolutely, completely authentic, impromptu. I don't know at this point where this reading will go or who it is for. So I'm just trusting that whoever is the collective watching this video, that this is meant for you. So take what resonates. And if this resonates with you, please do like, subscribe, maybe drop a comment. I love hearing from you and knowing how this resonates with you. So I'm going to start today, first of all, with the moon cards. I like working with these. There's just simple words on there and lovely pictures on there, which kind of give us a word to work with. So you might want to take this time just to, if you're taking a moment out of your day to watch this video, just take a deep breath, just allow yourself to drop into this space. If there's any questions on your mind, any person, a special person on your mind or anything like that, then do allow that energy to come forward so that we can work together to create this reading. So let's see what we have today. The energy. Oh, we have commit on the bottom. So that might be something to do with this reading. And forgive. That's nice. So commit and forgive. I'm going to take that one actually. And then manifest as well. Should we just keep taking the ones off the bottom? So as the bottom, as commit was on the bottom there, I do feel that this may be, there is a want for a commitment of some form. But with forgive coming up here, that kind of suggests to me that perhaps you feel you need forgiveness, or maybe you're struggling to forgive another. So I did have a sense before I started this reading that this could be to do with a relationship. I feel it's maybe a past relationship. So I'm going to pick some runes to see what energy we are in with the runes and working with commit and forgive. Because we all want forgiveness at the end of the day, don't we? And the most important forgiveness really is forgiveness for ourselves. And I think once we can forgive ourselves and move forward, you do find that people tend to come forward to you who you feel you want forgiveness from, and you know, people see actions rather than words. Okay, let's see what runes we're working with. Okay, we've got a Thala on here. So for some of you, this could actually be a situation to do with family. This could be to do with maybe a sibling, or maybe a son or a daughter. It could also be to do with a spouse as well. So perhaps there's been some issues within a relationship where this is a commitment that you've already in, and there's a need for forgiveness going on there. I do get this energy of like a sadness almost. It's like a grief, almost like somebody's got this sort of space in their heart that is really wanting to move forward from this space, but feeling like all is lost. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from that. Maybe this was a person that you thought of as home. I'm hearing like you're my home, your home. And that kind of makes me feel sad that, you know, are you missing somebody that felt like home on here? Maybe there was a want for commitment in this situation, not situation, but in this commitment, in this connection is what I want to say. Let's just have a look what else we have. This has come out so many times lately. This is Tiwaz, and this is commitment. It's a rune of commitment, and it represents that higher self. So it's sort of like, I feel with this energy, especially with a Thala there, it's kind of like seeing a bigger picture on something. It's almost like going above and beyond what used to be a dynamic is now changing into something completely different. There's a need for a new dynamic in this connection. And what it starts with is that, like we said, forgiveness for yourself, but also commitment to yourself, you know, recognizing who you are and what your mission is and what you want to achieve. And I feel like the person that's on your mind with this, they will see you doing that and possibly come forward and recognise, like, you know, I can see how hard you've been working on yourself, and, you know, there may be something to do with that coming forward. This bag always wants to just fly open. So let's see what else we have on here. This is getting very spooky because we've pretty much had these runes, exact same runes, come out in many readings. And I mean, I feel like it's potentially because it's the same people watching the video, and maybe, but what it's telling me, what it's showing me, is that you're still in this space, still not moving forward from this place where you're feeling emotionally stuck, or emotionally trapped in a space where you can't move forward. So I'm getting the feeling that you aren't really committing to yourself. What you're actually committing to is something that you feel you should be doing. Or maybe there is an element of pride or stubbornness that's kind of keeping you in a space of not being able to move forward, not being able to drive forward with what it is that you want. I'm going to move again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, that didn't work at all. Note to self, organise yourself before you jump on to do a reading, because this must be very annoying for you guys to watch me moving around. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of these tea leaf reading cards now. So I started using these the other day. They're quite fun. I use them when we do actual tea leaf readings. So I'm just going to pick a couple of these to see if there's any more information that we can gather from this. But what I am getting is that there is potentially a relationship that ended, but there is still kind of a friendship. There's still some kind of communication, and that message of, like, you feel like home, you are home to me, but somebody's had to go away and actually find home within themselves. And Bacano is suggesting, you know, a new beginning, and like you've kind of birthed a new version of yourself into this existence. Okay. So there's something about education on here. So perhaps you have been educating yourself, maybe learning something new. There's something about structure as well, and building. So it's saying ready to begin a new life project. Now, what I'm going to say with that is if this is a relationship situation and it's something that you're looking for, you've got to ask yourself, what is it that are you looking for? A project, or are you looking for something that feels aligned? Because what you have to be careful is sometimes when we think we want a particular relationship with somebody, but that person has still got a lot of work to do, you could be taking on a project. And what I want to say, what I'm being told to say here is beware of taking on something that you want to fix or work on and taking somebody for their potential rather than where they actually are and what they actually are. Because sometimes going for something that's potential leads to disappointment, because you can't make anybody do anything. It has to come from them. They have to find the way themselves. So I feel like this particular situation was perhaps a separation where you've kind of both gone away to work on yourselves so that you aren't a potential. You are the real deal. Ooh. Okay. So not that one. Okay, so we've got the arrival of a visitor. There's something about insecurity as well. I'm being guided as well to talk about being aware of a thief. So what I want to say is be very careful about who you confide in with this particular situation, because I feel like there may be somebody around you that is taking on what you're saying and actually thinking to themselves like, I think I might have a go at that actually. I think this is something that I might like. And they may, without telling you, try and go after the same thing as you in the hope that they get there before you. There is an opportunity here for rapid growth, but because there is no forward movement at the moment, there's this want for forgiveness in some sense. It's actually holding back and creating frustration. So I do feel for many of you, there is an element of frustration going on here in this situation. You know, you are doing all the right things. You are committing to yourself. You have understood what it is that you want, and you are ready for this new beginning. But Carno can sometimes suggest, and I've said this before, about a truth that's hidden deep within. And I do feel like this is a timeline of maybe 3 months. And this is starting to come to a point now where it's like this truth is no longer able to be hidden. So Bacano, if it represents like the very beginning of a pregnancy, so a woman that's pregnant, at the very beginning, you don't normally tell anybody you're pregnant till 3 months in, so like 12 weeks in, to make sure it's safe. So it's a secret that just the mother and the child know. So, but there's a point where it can't be hidden anymore because it's obvious, yeah? So you're coming to that point now where it's like, this is starting to become obvious. It's no longer really able to stay a hidden truth or a secret. It's time for it to come out. Oh, we've got Ace of Cups on the bottom there as well. So again, it's always bottom of the deck energy. It was the same with commit. There's a want here, I feel, for some form of commitment or a new beginning, but it's hidden. You aren't sort of expressing that. And if you're not really speaking up and saying what it is that you want, you can't really expect to achieve it, if that makes sense. So let's see what the tarot is speaking about this on here. We've got a lot to do with intuition. I feel like you're getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, thoughts and feelings. Got the Seven of Pentacles on there as well. So this is about, you've been assessing a situation quite a lot. You've been working on like reaping the rewards of this, and you're looking at like all of the stuff that you've been doing, and you have been doing really, really well. But it is a time of now, you know, what are you going to do with that? What direction are you going to take with that? Because you might be looking at this and thinking like, well, I've gone as far as I can go with where I'm at right now. I've gone as far as I've done everything I can in this particular situation. It's time for a change of direction now. Yeah. There's like, you've grown this, whatever it was, it's come to full term now. And it's time for a new beginning, a rebirth. Yeah. So going back to children, it's almost like, you know, well, the children have grown up now, so let's start again. It's going back into that again. There's a feeling of not feeling in your power as well, currently in your situation where you're at. You don't feel in your power. There's a loss of like enthusiasm and a lack of action going on. So why is there a lack of action on here? Sorry, I just looked up because I didn't think it was recording then. I was thinking, oh man. Okay. So what you're being guided here is there's a situation that you're in that I think you thought was home. You thought it was something that was good for you, that was safe, that felt like home. But you've actually had time in this to start looking into, actually, this isn't really working for me anymore. And there's an element of forgiving yourself for something around that. Forgiving yourself and also forgiving somebody else as well. It's almost like just let go of that. Just let go of all of that. And there's a want for this commitment. There's commitment to yourself, but also commitment to another, I feel. We've got that wheel of fortune kind of energy on there. So like a fated event. And Bacano holding that hidden truth in there. And now we've got the Fool. And the Fool represents times for taking a leap of faith. It's almost like, you know, there is no wrong answer here. There is no wrong way, but you are stuck at the moment and there is a need for moving forward. Now, this always reminds me of the Ace of Wands. Sorry, not the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, it's about enthusiasm, inspiration, the ability to be guided by your passion and be sort of like, right, this is where I need to go. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to achieve. There's something about crystals as well. I can see somebody offering a crystal, almost like maybe a crystal necklace or something like that, an offer, and it feels like it could be rose quartz or something. So if you've had a gift off somebody that is a rose quartz pendant, or maybe you've got a gift of a rose quartz pendant that you want to give to somebody else, that brings up for me, that is what like somebody that loves somebody else would give. It's got an energy to it of love, and again, like that commitment. So it might be through gifting that you find this moves forward. I do want to stress again, if you have been confiding in somebody else, because I've just seen it again about like powerful people that you've been confiding in this particular situation, just watch your back on that one, because there's something about being watched on here. There's something about being seen. And if you are interested in something or looking into something and you've been kind of confiding in somebody about this, just beware that they aren't going to try and take this for themselves away from you, okay? There's a lot to do with pride here as well. And again, this is on the bottom. So I feel like it's almost like you want these things, but pride is perhaps getting in the way. And you've got to watch that, because basically it will lead to, it's kind of showing me that it's leading to you feeling like you've missed the boat. You've missed something on there. Okay, got the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of there as well. So it's almost like there is a subliminal thought of like a permanent situation, you know, something that is a real commitment going on there. Oh, and the Four of Wands, which is a real commitment as well. So the Four of Wands, this is celebration, it's excitement, it's, you know, usually, again, it does honestly talk about where there's a commitment between two people, a marriage. It does represent marriage on there. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Swords, this time in reverse, which does signal forgiveness. So I do feel like if you're holding back because of fear of not being forgiven by somebody, this is kind of suggesting that I feel like if you take this leap of faith, that forgiveness will be given. Now, if this is about you feeling like, is somebody going to forgive me? Am I going to forgive somebody else? I feel like you already have forgiven this person. You've already got that forgiveness there. But pride or something is kind of like holding you back from keeping that friendship going. I keep getting that message of like you feel like home. And I do feel like somebody's been feeling very restless at the moment. It's almost like at night time, this is thoughts of this and ideas of this, and maybe even possibly dreams as well, have been coming through quite a lot. Okay, let's have a look what else we have information wise on here. So what is this? The arrival of something. What is this arrival all about? I feel like you're becoming more clear in your mind as to what it is that you want, and now it's time to really focus on the finer details of your plan of action. Okay, we've got the Lovers on the bottom of the deck this time. There is something about choice on here, and also like a soulmate connection I'm feeling. And with things like soulmate connections or twin flame connections, there can be this sort of element of I don't know, thinking, well, I don't know, that sort of energy of like, oh, I don't know. And again, because it's on the bottom of the deck, I feel like it's kind of like an underlying feeling or thought that's going on there, but there's this uncertainty. There's something about making a choice here and struggling to make a choice. So let's see what cards come out of the pack to do with this. on here. I'm getting this real energy of sort of like feeling so fed up with this situation. It's like it just won't go away. There's this feeling of wanting to be forgiven. There's a feeling of wanting commitment. But what is it that's holding you back? Let's have a look. What is it? Because honestly, the readings are starting to sound the same each time I do them, because there's still this thing hanging on there. What is it? What is this thing that's holding you back from this being the case? Show me, Spirit. What is it that's holding this person back from this going ahead? Okay, I'm just going to have to get one out of the thingy bob on there. Oh, I've got the 8 of Cups on the bottom of there. So I do wonder if perhaps for some of you, it might have been a really long time since you've spoken to this person. Maybe you don't know anything about whether they're with somebody else or they've moved on. But this is like the 8 of Cups is showing where somebody is walking away, or maybe feels forgotten, or feels like, you know, it's the end of the line. You're feeling very weary from this. It's like, it's almost like you're losing hope kind of thing. Yeah, 3 of Wands. So your energy's stuck in, you know, you don't feel like there's any hope. I'm wondering on this. Like you don't feel like you can take the lead. You're waiting for somebody else to take the lead on this. And there's been a whole lot of patience and waiting for something to happen, waiting for or looking into as well, like, what is the purpose of this? Like, why am I feeling like this? You kind of, it feels like you're looking for potential, you're looking for something on there. And imagine there's like a bridge that's been built ready for a transition. So you've made a choice and you want to step over this bridge right now. But what it feels like is happening is you go to step on the bridge, but then you're looking way ahead over the other side and thinking, but I don't know, because I can't see yet if that bridge is actually finished and completed the other side. So I might get so far and then realise I can't go any further and it's going to kill me to come all the way back. So it's almost like you're waiting here until you know exactly what the situation is on the other end. But I don't feel like that is being communicated to you. Like you're waiting for some kind of message to come through to let you know that it's safe, to let you know that it's going to be okay, that, you know, you're not going to fall off into the sea or whatever. But this is guiding me to say, you know, there needs to be a balance between giving and receiving. Now, if this is to do with communication, it may be that if that person was the last one to message you, they're probably waiting for you to message them back. I'm getting this feeling of, like, you know, with that one saying about a new life project, new buildings and things, this is an opportunity for you to actually, you know, if you want this commitment, if you want this, then why don't you build as you go? So take the tools that you need with you as you go over the bridge so that you can mend that bridge as you go if it needs mending. But you will probably find that armed with all of the stuff that you need, by the time you get there, you won't need it. You've got to trust. It's all about trust on here. Trust yourself, trust your higher spirit, trust that you're being guided. So for some of you, if you do meditate at all, you may want to sit in meditation, ask for some confirmation of what you should do in this situation. So ask for the confirmation of, if I take that journey across that bridge to meet with that person, is it going to be met with, you can't cross this bridge? Or is it going to be met with, the bridge is, my end is sorted? Okay. So there's something about that, and perhaps you're wondering if that person is still in the potential zone rather than actually what you would like them to be. And that's to do with insecurity on your side. So it's almost like, well, have you done the work on yourself? And if you live in fear of moving forward because what if, you're kind of stuck in fear constantly. You never move forward. And you can only really expect things to stay the same if you stay where you are. Okay, so we've got here, yeah, that one's come out again. So we've got the Eight of Cups, and I feel like this is the person that you are feeling drawn towards. So I know it's the Queen of Pentacles, but this can relate to, if you're female and it's a masculine that you are thinking about, then this could relate to the masculine, because it's got a real nurturing energy to it. This could be somebody that's a healer, somebody that is quite generous, and they've got, you know, they've got everything that they need. You're watching them, I feel. Perhaps you've seen them on social media, or you see them around. Maybe you've got similar friendship circles, but you see this person as kind of like they don't need anything. They don't need you. So maybe you're watching and thinking like, well, I don't know what I could possibly offer. And I feel like you walked away from this person as well. It's almost like you stepped away, but I'm feeling like you didn't really want to. It's almost like you felt you had to step away because of something else that was at the time maybe needed your attention more. And you know, Spirit's kind of saying like, this person, that, you know, don't worry so much about this forgiveness thing, because this person actually, they're okay. And what it's created for you is this sort of knowledge of like, well, okay, I've done the work on myself. I've gone as far as I can now by myself. Maybe it's time for a new beginning. Maybe it's time for a journey with somebody else. So this might be, you may be somebody here in the collective that's actually been on your own for quite some time. You've, you know, really got your stuff together. And now you're ready for that next move. And with the Death and Rebirth card on here, it's almost like, you know, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter who left who or what happened, but there is a chance for a rebirth here. It's a transformation. And it's almost like you've taken this time, the past 3 months, to really look at your own situation, at your own self, and decide what you need to do and where you need to go from here. That's what I'm getting from there. We've still got that Emperor in reverse as well. So it's almost like there's a stubbornness to this. Like stubbornly holding on to a situation. And I feel like, you know, if you let go of stubbornness, or maybe it's the other person that's being quite stubborn in this situation, there's a need for some light-heartedness with this. So perhaps, yeah, let's have a look what we've got on there. So what is the Emperor in reverse about? Show us what the Emperor in reverse is about on here. Yeah, it's about, I mean, there's victory on the bottom, there's action on the bottom. So underneath it all, you want to drive forward, you want to move forward, you want to take things, you know, you want to take action with things. But because you've been hurt before, there's a fear of this happening again, you know, and things perhaps not being as you thought. But there is an idea of stamina on here, and this I feel is something about flutes on this. I don't know if somebody's got a flute or playing a flute. I know there is somebody that does watch my videos that possibly that might resonate with you, because I know you do have a flute. But this has been helping to heal. Maybe you've been listening to music that contains flutes in there. And it's kind of been helping you to heal, to move through and stay in a state of stamina, perseverance, you know, being able to kind of like, you know, you've come a long way around this. You know, so that Emperor in reverse is kind of like you do need to take action. You need to let go of control, let go of stubbornness. in order to move forward in the way that you want to move forward. So 2 that we've got on there is the Sun and the Page of Cups. Now with the Page of Cups, this is kind of like inner child healing as well. So I feel like there's an element of your inner child needs to come out in this situation. You know, come at it from like a lighter hearted kind of situation. It's gone a little bit too serious. And when things are too serious, sometimes we miss all the signs that we really need to see that can help things to move forward. So there's a lot about dreams. There is a lot about dreams. And with the Sun as well coming through on here, this is about like joy and inspiration. And it is like a fulfillment. So there is an idea here. I think if you can find the fun and the joy, you're going to actually be able to achieve what it is that you're looking for, because you've been in quite a darker place, I feel, with this. And there's this desire that's always been on the bottom of the deck. There's been, you know, this wish, this want for this commitment, for this sort of union. And you've got to this point now in the situation you're in. You've gone as far as you can go with it. You've done all that you can in that particular situation. You're ready now to move forward with something that's much more aligned with who you are and where you are right now. I'm going to pick another rune just as a summary on that. So what is the future of this for this person as we look? Algaes. Okay, so there is a need here for boundaries. I do feel like one of the tools that you might take to cross over that bridge is boundary. Maybe in the past that was an issue because there was a lack of boundaries. And this is about you finding those boundaries so that you feel protected, so that you feel safe. And a lot of this is to do with safety. And I also am getting about trust as well. I've got a feeling there's something else in here. Something about trust. Okay. Yeah. You want to go long with this, I'm getting. It's almost like you want a long-term thing to happen here. You're sick of the, you know, where you've got this 7 of Pentacles. You're sick of this sort of like, well, I'm done this and now I'm moving on. Now I've done this and now I'm moving on. There's these little cycles that you're kind of collapsing right now. And Uruz is kind of suggesting about having the strength and the stamina. Same with the 9 of Wands. It's that stamina, that strength to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. It's also very grounding. So this is an energy of sort of like a contentment. So what you're looking for is protection and contentment on here. But part of you almost doesn't want to admit that to yourself. Maybe you feel like that means I'm getting older because I'm not off here, there and everywhere or doing whatever. But there's a feeling of like actually deep down, this is what you are manifesting for yourself or want to manifest. So you're confused, I feel, because you've kind of brought things into manifestation. And then when they do manifest, you're not sure what to do with them. Aha. So we've got on here a warning to be aware of self-pride. So if you are aware of your pride, you may find that your pride is actually what is creating a stubbornness that's stopping you from being able to cross that bridge with ease. Okay? There's a trust that that bridge will take your weight. Trust that that bridge, you have all the tools with you if you need to make any repairs on the way. But trust that you won't have to. And, you know, just for yourself, like this is a time for a new beginning, a rebirth that contains that protection and boundary and also security and safety. And that's what you are, that's what spirit are guiding you towards, want you to move towards. So what you've been dreaming about, what you've been thinking about constantly, this hidden truth within you that feels like commitment, it feels like a forgiveness of some form. You know, let it be, let it happen, let it come forwards. You may have heard the song Let It Be by the Beatles or something as well, I'm guessing on here. Oh, okay. I just picked up the Lovers straight away. I don't know why, I just felt called to do that, but I feel like this is, yeah, let it be. This is a time for you to allow and really drop into a space of trust and commit, because there's a fear within you of rejection and of being able to trust. But I feel like something has changed on that, because you've reached a level within yourself where, you know, I don't feel you are going to be rejected. And I feel like you know deep down that you can trust. But don't lose this childlike charm. Don't lose that side of yourself that has the ability to have fun, because that's important in this connection. It's important in this moving forward, okay? And, you know, the sun being in there as well, this is like a wish fulfillment. This is your joy, your inspiration, something that you can achieve, that will be achieved. So if you needed some confirmation, there is your confirmation. And randomly, I just picked this card, which is telling us, you know, it's all about love. It is all about love and choice. And you right now have the ability to choose whether to cross that bridge or not. If you don't cross the bridge, who knows what will happen, but you can only really expect more of the same if you don't. Okay. So I'm going to leave this reading here. If that resonates with you and you would like to have a personal reading, then please do get in touch. Please like and subscribe to my channel as well, and I'll see you very soon. Have a blessed day.